Hi, and welcome to Module 7. So this week we're looking at adaptive and assistive technology, and this is an area of the class that is really important because it covers some of the coverages that you need as far as looking at students with special needs, students with disabilities. But again, as we know, when we make our area accessible for kids who have special needs, we're making it more accessible for all our kids. That's just UDL right there. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so here is the overview. This is what you need to do this week. So you're watching the video, there's a bunch of articles that you can read, and then some websites that you can explore. I will talk about the specific articles. I'm trying to think. Some of them, I'm going to have the Wohan article be something that you really need to look at, and the rest of it, look at what interests you, what works for you. And then, okay, so then the assignment is, I don't need a lot of product from you, but it's going to take a while. So start that, early in the week. Like, seriously, start it now. Because what you're going to do is you're going to go to your district, the district that you work in. If you're not working in a district, the district that you live in as a taxpayer, as a member of the community, and you're going to find out who is in charge of assistive and adaptive technology for the district. You may already know this. This might take you no time at all. It might be you. And I've taught this in this class, and I also teach a professional development for already working librarians about this. And there have been people who have said, yep, I found out that it was me. I wish someone had told me earlier. So, but you want to find out who the person is, and if at all possible, interview them. Last year, I had 3 different people who were in Arlington who had, they were all in the same district, and the woman who does adaptive and assistive for Arlington is amazing. I was going to ask her to come in and just speak to the class, but I want you to find out for your own district who it is, who the person is, and do your own research. But if you're in Arlington, tell her I said hi, I guess. Anyway, so you're going to find that person and you're going to try to talk to them. You might not be able to. And frankly, they might be super busy. Sometimes in some districts, the person who's doing adaptive and assistive is also like the SPED coordinator or is really busy. So, use your judgment. The part that you need to do is find out who that person is and see how hard it is to get in touch with them. If you can meet with them, tell them that you're a student. Tell them that you want to collaborate. More in the district, and you want to be aware of what people are doing. Sell yourself if you're a working librarian. And then you're just going to write up the experience of doing that. Then, if you are comfortable, and it depends on what your district is. If you're comfortable putting your stuff up in the discussion, you can. But if you feel like say you have a really bad experience with it, and some people have, and you don't want to, you have to tell me. It's like confession, but you don't have to discuss it in the discussion if you're not comfortable, sort of pulling the veil back on your district. It's your level of comfort. And frankly, I would urge you not to put it in your blog if it's bad, because you don't want it to you don't want that to come back and bite you in the butt. All right. So, and again, you can cannibalize your blog, your discussion, and your assignment. Like, they can, all, it's all just a slurry of information this week. Okay. And then we're going to look at the resources. So I'm going to do it this way. So here's your assignment. I've, put it out here. Okay, so the first article is Everyone's Welcome. Oh, it's a 2-page spread. So it's just saying everyone's something. So this is Ways to Make Your Library More Welcoming to Children with Special Needs. This is by Rebecca Wohan, and I think it's from 2006, maybe. Yeah, so it's, gosh, nearly 20 years old. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. This goes hand in hand with this. Nope. Doggone it. Where'd I put it? I'll get to that later. There's a lot of UDL. Okay. The BPS continuum. This is just interesting. Do give this a look. So the Boston Public Schools way back in, and did they even put a date on it? There's probably a date somewhere. So these are specific tools that they used, and you'd think, like, when you're looking at adaptive and assistive, they don't put in an IEP a specific tool, because tools change so much. But some of these things are very hands-on. So it's an interesting continuum going from down there to the more specific technological tools. Then CAST is, they are a group that promotes universal design for learning, which is huge. And if you are in education, you know what it is. And so this is their webpage, and there's a lot of different things. If you're a beginner with UDL, this is a really good place to go looking around. You can also search for specific topics if you're interested in that. Then Project Enable, which I'm going to show you in a second, has this universal design library checklist. If you are in a library, this is not a requirement from me, like you don't have to hand this in, but this should be a requirement for you. It's super helpful if you haven't done this already. And depending on the age of your library, it can be really helpful to go in here and make sure that all of these ducks are in a row for UDL. It helps you get a bead on sort of what you need to do in your library. And then we have 2 articles by Hopkins. There's the role of assistive technology, which if you're not familiar with assistive technology at all, this is a really good place to start. And again, it's from 2004. So it's more about, the big picture as opposed to specific tools. And then Hopkins has this one from 2006, which is 10 things to know. And this does list some specific tools that aren't going to be super helpful, but it's not about that. It's about the big picture. Assistive technology enhances information for all library media center users. Additional funding might be available. Deployment can be accomplished in logical steps. So this is more boots on the ground than specific tools. And it's still useful information. Then QA, the Quality Indicators of Assistive Technology Services. This is a group that helps with that. And there's a lot of really good information about adaptive and assistive technology here, and you can do a little bit of searching around. And then finally, the big kahuna is Project Enable. This is I want to say 40-hour course. I'm not actually sure. It's a huge compendium of different resources. I want you to go in here and look around, spend at least an hour in here. You have to create an account and log in. It's totally worth it. Syracuse University's School of Library Information Studies created this, and it's public library based. There's information here that you can definitely use in school libraries, but it's made for public libraries. But it's great. There's so much in here. There's a really good, just a really good overview of how to provide services for people with different kinds of disabilities. So do make sure that some of your time is spent on that. All right, so the details are here. And let's just look a little further ahead. So the next module is, oh my gosh, the next module is Choose Your Own Adventure. So I've talked to a couple of you. The questionnaire, the Google form that I sent out is not due till Monday. So on Monday, I'm going to go in there and hopefully, if you're not able to go to at least one day of the conference, that you'll have some ideas. All right. So I'll touch base with you about that. What else? What else did I have? I don't think anything else. I think that's all. So I'm going to stop sharing. I hate it when I stop sharing and it goes over to my other monitor and then I'm like this. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great week and I will see you in the discussion boards. Discussion boards. Okay, there's a few people who have been posting 3 times in one day, which your content's great. That's good. And I know that time is tight, but you got to go in at least twice. I am changing it in the rubric. You have to go in 2 different days because it's not fair for the people who are doing all the heavy lifting conversationally. So just make sure that you're doing that. All right. That is the last thing that I have for you. I hope you have a great week and I'll see you on the discussion boards. Bye.